Wednesday we get the results of how many got to the blastocyst stage. I think that's what it's called. So they're like embryos, I guess. Good morning. Sorry for the lighting. It is 6:30 in the morning. I'm on my way to work. So it is the day after my egg retrieval, and as you saw in the video, I was an emotional mess. I think I had like almost every emotion you can think of, and that was only within a 3-hour span. So after, when I got home, I felt very sick, very nauseous. You saw, or I said the video, we went and got breakfast really quickly and picked it up, and my intention was to eat it as soon as I got home because I was starving. However, I just felt so sick, I just couldn't eat it. So instead I just went to bed, and I had told Matt, like, put a bucket next to the bed because I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So I fell asleep, and then I don't know what time I woke up. I think it was a couple hours. And when I woke up, I think, what did I do? I think I ended up getting pudding because I wanted to put something in my stomach, but I didn't want to eat. I had like an egg and cheese sandwich. I didn't want to eat something heavy, but as soon as I finished eating the pudding, I was like, oh, okay, I think I'm good to eat the food. So I had that, and then when I had been walking around the house, I was feeling super bloated, and I was in pain. And last time, I don't remember being in any pain. And then I was in and out of sleep throughout the whole day. And every time I would get up and walk, it was just like the pain was actually getting worse. Like, it wasn't like I need to go to the hospital. I think I have OHSS. But it was definitely uncomfortable, and it had gotten progressively worse throughout the day. So I was getting a little bit concerned, but I wasn't concerned to the point where I think I needed to call the clinic's emergency number or head over to a hospital. I eventually took extra strength Tylenol, and then, like I said, I just kept throughout the day, I was in and out of sleep. I had every intention to go see my niece's first drama show, but I didn't think I would feel this bad, so I skipped that. And then, yeah, I didn't do much of anything but sleep, or if I was awake, lay down in bed and watch TV. That is all I did the whole entire day. And it's weird because I slept so much that even when it was bedtime, I fell asleep. I was just like, I slept the whole night. The only time I ever got up was to go to the bathroom. I peed like 2 or 3 times in the middle of the night, but other than that, like, I was okay, and it will go right back to bed. But yeah, and then today is the day we find out if how many fertilized. So by 1 o'clock today, I have to call my voicemail and see how many had fertilized. Obviously, I was upset yesterday because I ended up with 16 eggs or follicles, and which is pretty much the same thing I had last month, or 2 months ago, just under 2 months ago. And I was just hoping for more. I don't know if it's because it was so back to back. I don't know. Maybe it's just what I have, And the doctor had actually walked in while I was still in the clinic and I was awake, and he was like, oh, just checking in to see how you're doing, blah blah blah. And I was just like, what's the next step? I want to know what the next step is. He's like, we gotta wait. Like, we have to wait to see how many you end up with. I was just like so disappointed. I was a mess yesterday. I couldn't figure out if I was excited and just excited, and then, you know, I was just excited, emotional, angry. Maybe I was hangry and didn't even realize it. I was hungry and angry at the same time. Like, then I was in pain. I was a mess yesterday. A hot mess. I mean, compared to the first time, that was a hot mess express. Like, that was ridiculous. But yeah, I'll give you guys, we'll see. We will see what happens today at 1 o'clock. So I'll be back. And here's the latest update regarding my egg retrieval. I listened to the voicemail at 9 something this morning, although they had said to check at 1. But last time I did the retrieval, they left the voicemail really early in the morning, and the same thing happened. So it was like 7:45 in the morning when they had left the voicemail with the results, and apparently 15 eggs had been retrieved, not 16. And it's funny because while I was in the recovery, there's like the embryologist area, or embryology area, is connected to the surgery room, and this lady had popped in her head, because it's like the doors that kind of like split, like you just open the top part. She popped in her head, and it was just Matt and I in the room, and she was like, "Oh, did someone knock?" And we're like, "No." She's like, "Oh, 15, and I'm like, "What's 15?" And she's like, "Oh, no," and she just like closed the door. So now it makes sense when the embryologist, well, not the embryologist, but the person who left the voicemail said there was 15 eggs. So I think, or 15 follicles. Sorry, I'm all over the place. So I had 15 follicles according to today's voicemail, and I think the lady, that's what she was trying to say, but I guess she didn't want to tell us because we were the patients, and there wasn't like a doctor in there. So they had told us yesterday that they had retrieved 16, when in reality there were 15. Of the 15 retrieved, 13 had been fertilized. Well, not fertilized, but yeah, I guess you want to use the term fertilized. Fertilized through ICSI. And of the 13, 9 stayed fertilized. The voicemail was a little confusing because the guy said, oh, 13 were fertilized through ICSI, and then 9 through regular fertilization. Totally confusing because that math does not add up to 15 follicles. That is way more. So from that voicemail, I got that most of them, they tried to fertilize it, but only 9 were able to stick around. Or maybe it wasn't even 13. You know, the voicemail was so unclear, but either way, like the last number I heard was 9, and now that I think about it, I wonder if this guy freaking gave me the wrong results. The guy said 13 through ICSI, 9 through regular fertilization. Man, I don't even know. This is the same guy who left the voicemail the last time, and I was just like, I could not understand a freaking thing he was saying either. That's fan-freaking-tastic. But anyway, I called them back, but no one was answering the phone, because they're like, oh, call this extension if you have any questions. And I did, and they didn't answer. See, now I'm not gonna sleep all weekend trying to figure out what the freak happened. Like, did this guy get my results confused? Lord Jesus, I can't. Anyway, so I think I have nine fertilized eggs. So if that's the case, then we're back to October, which is, we had 9 fertilized eggs. Now, Wednesday we get the results of how many got to the blastocyst stage. I think that's what it's called. So they're like embryos, I guess. So Wednesday we'll find out what the final number is, how many embryos we'll be able to freeze. And then I had an appointment for, so today's December 7th. I had an appointment for December 17th for a follow-up appointment with the doctor. And I had specifically done that because last time I had a freaking panic attack that I was like, what happened? I don't understand. Like, how do we end up with one embryo of all those that were retrieved? And then I was like making a last minute appointment to meet with the doctor to see what we do. So this time around I made the appointment ahead of time, and so I had made it for originally for December 17th, but since I'll find out what how many embryos we have by Wednesday, I tried to make an appointment for Thursday, but there's the earliest appointment was around 11 something, and I kind of have to work. So the next one was Friday at 10. So I just went with that, and I'll just try to show up earlier and, you know, hope for the best. I don't even know what to even think right now. I feel like my mind is always all over the place. So yeah, Friday is the appointment. I feel like I have anxiety right now. I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna calm myself because this is crazy. So yes, I have my appointment on Friday at 10 o'clock, 2 days after the embryologist is supposed to call me with the final results. So we'll see what happens next Wednesday, see what they say.